A lower body injury.
Blair Smith in on a lot of tackles here tonight. Early on, Timothy Flanders stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tough one for Blair Smith. This would have been an important night for that young man.
Well, yeah, Blair Smith, military appreciation night here. One of, actually a number of Canadians in the CFL who attended New Mexico Military College. Went there after starting his college career at St. FX.
Great night here for the military appreciation night of the CF-18 overhead. Over 800 servicemen and women in the crowd tonight enjoying it. Had the band play at the half. We salute them. The general's in the house. General Vance. Matt Nichols, deep drop. Giving it off to Flanders. Gets a convoy. Great blocking by the Bombers here. Up near the midfield stripe, a 12-yard pickup to the 55-yard line and a first down. Timothy Flanders did this, but he got a whole lot of help from his buddies.
Yeah, they get the convoy set up out in front here. Watch as he sets. Lets the block go, as do the guys on the right side of that offensive line. So Chung, Jamarcus Hardrick. They get downfield, create a little bit of traffic for them.
It's been the Flanders and Harris show with Nichols. Each have 6 receptions. Pump and go. Down the rail. And Darvin Adams has arrived in this ball game. Just like that. First catch of the night for the speedster, who had 195 yards last week in the win against the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Yeah, well set up and well executed. There's this stop and go. Matt Nichols helped him out with a pump fake on that hook, and you saw the corner come running up to bite on that. Nichols laid it in for a big Blue Bomber game.
32-yard gain as Adams moves close to 1,000 yards now, and likely haven't heard the last of him on the night. Play action for Nichols on the roll, and from his knees making the catch is Matt Coates. His first catch of the night, just 4th catch of the season. Will get some more playing time tonight again. And the Blue Bombers do not have a lot of receivers on their roster here tonight. Matt Coates, who holds for Justin Medlock.
Matt Coates was actually another of the Southern Ontario contingent that went down to New Mexico Military.
There's the offensive coordinator, Paul Lapalisse, drawing these plays up upstairs. First and goal. Paris spinning, looking end zone, rolling there. And they're saying he was down.
Yeah, desperately scrambling, trying to keep his balance as he spun off of that tackle, but couldn't regain his footing.
Bombers looking to punch it in now. And Andrew Harris. Touchdown, Winnipeg. And Andrew Harris, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Point after to come and make it a 9-point game. Another big drive engineered by Matt Nichols, and a lot of Andrew Harris, some Timothy Flanders, Darvin Adams, the big strike.
Good response here from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Nice effort by Harris to stay alive on the run.
7th touchdown of the season. 6th rushing touchdown of the season. Winnipeg Blue Bombers have the big counter punch on that Eskimo drive as Medlock lines up for another point after. Has never missed a point after since they moved it back to the 32-yard line. 6 plays, 63 yards, punctuated by that guy, Andrew Harris, who punches it home, and a 9-point Winnipeg lead.
Introducing the new Range Rover Velar. Land Rover above and beyond.
Eastside Mario's $12.99 Build Your Own Pasta or Pizza event is back! Now until October 1st, build your own pasta or two-topping pizza for only $12.99 with super salad and garlic home loaf for dine-in, pickup, and delivery. Only at Eastside Mario's. Hey, bada boom, bada.
It's your first day on the job. Walk in like you own the place.
Now at Moore's, suits start at $229.99. Plus, it's buy one, get one on select items.
Tailored for Canada. Tailored for you.
Get free CFL team merchandise courtesy of Cal Tire and Michelin. Buy any set of 4 Michelin tires before October 12th and receive a $40 gift card for CFLshop.ca. Plus, you'll be entered to win a VIP trip for 2 to the 105th Grey Cup in Ottawa.
Not only one of the MOP candidates on the season, you'd have to think, but one of the MOP candidates from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Andrew Harris. And could he become the Marshall Falk or the Roger Craig of the CFL this season and go for 1K? Big drive here.
Yeah, there's the biggest play. That hook and go down the sidelines by Darvin Adams. Nice kick by Matt Coates on the sidelines. He had a couple plays back-to-back to Andrew Harris, the second of which was that touchdown.
Winnipeg team again scored the most points coming into week 15 in the CFL. Most yardage in offense. And the #1 running game. It's been Flanders and Harris. Harris and Flanders, that dynamic duo in the backfield. They're providing quite a challenge for any opposing defense right now. Chris Edwards bobbles it a bit. Chris Normand got to him, cut him down near the 26-yard line, where Mike Riley comes back out and has to come up with an answer once more.
Yeah, Eskimos need to get and maintain a little bit of traction here offensively. You know, a lot of their game plan in the first half seemed to center around the run game and putting the rock in the hands of Trayvon Van. Such a terrific group of receivers, though. Seemed like they got things going to start this third quarter.
Trayvon Van, this Eskimo team trying to snap a 5-game skid. Mike Riley says right now this bit of adversity might be good in the long run.
The ultimate goal is a championship, and any team that goes on and wins a championship, it was never a smooth, easy ride where everything went perfect. You always have to deal with some ups and downs, and so, you know, for us, our down was in the middle stretch of the season, and hopefully we're past all of that, and we've learned from our mistakes, and we've learned from those challenges, and that'll make us a better team for this final third push and going into the playoffs.
It has been one massive roller coaster, though, for this Eskimo team. Keel Williams, Duke makes the catch right at the first down marker, and they signal first down. Been kind of a crazy topsy-turvy season for the Eskimos. They didn't seem as good or as domineering during the 7-game win streak, and they certainly didn't seem as bad during this 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, no, as I said earlier, it seemed to be kind of maybe a leveling out of where their record probably should have been.
Nice snag by Walker. Lunges for a first down in front of Chris Randall. Getting this guy 40, Darrell Walker and Aaron Grimes back from the National Football League.
Yeah, a couple of pretty good reinforcements. Guys with whom they've enjoyed success here in Edmonton. You know they're going to fit in the locker room. They know their teammates.
12-yard pickup. They swing it out on the screen to Van. And he's chased down by Jovan Santos-Knox. That insertion into the linebacking core for Santos-Knox.
Yeah, a guy who made his mark early here in his CFL career as a special teams player. Basically forced his way onto the field. was doing such a good job on special teams that they started looking to get him in on certain packages defensively, and he's now become more of an every down player.
Like Aaron Grimes was with the Eagles at training camp. Riley stepping back, rearing back, and has to go off his back foot for Zylstra. First down again. Another big stiff arm there on TJ Heath. The Eskimos starting to roll now. Under 3 to play in this third quarter.
Yeah, Zylstra just has the quick under route here, and Mike Riley stands in knowing Jackson Jeffcoat is closing in on him. Hangs in as long as he can, knowing he's got Zylstra coming into that window.
Zylstra, who leads the Eskimos in second down conversions with 24, has had 3 in this ballgame. First and 10 in Bomber territory. Eskimos down 9. Long throw out to Walker. And Darrell Walker with some yak yards here. Picked that one up off his shoestrings. 19-yard gain for 87.
That's a long throw, but Darrell Walker was given lots of room out on the wide side. Not so sure that was really a catch, but I think the Eskimos are going to get the ball snapped. Winnipeg has used their challenge already.
Yeah, Winnipeg has already used that challenge flag, which resulted only in 1 single point, remember, back in that first half. And that's the narrative, of course, for a lot of teams. When to hold them, when to throw them. Do you save them for later in the ball game? Do you use them for momentum to create it, to stop it?
And truthfully, I thought Mike O'Shea used it as a pretty good place. It extended a drive. They had an opportunity to put more points on the board, but a missed field goal limited them to just 1.
He might have challenged that last play had he had a challenge flag. 2nd and 6. McRiley now flushed and throws. And off of Darrell Walker's hand. Looked like Zylstra was also an intended target down there.
I think that one was intended for Zylstra, but with Riley scrambling, both receivers ended up in the same territory. Walker thought it was coming for him, stuck out an arm, and effectively tipped it away from Zylstra. See Walker mirroring Riley across the field. Zylstra was working back down the sideline.
Swayze Waters 0 for 1 in his return to the CFL tonight from the 31, and he'll boot it through. Those could be 3 valuable points. 1-score ball game now. 15-9. Well, Mike O'Shea, congratulations to him. The Hall of Famer, of course, recently inducted this year. What a class it was. And speaking of class and the kind of coach that Mike O'Shea is, he is very involved with these players. He is the player coach to the max. Do you not think that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the kind of guy that, as a player, he was the kind of guy that his teammates wanted to play with and play for. You know, the kind of guy that teammates didn't want to let Mike O'Shea down. And I think he's the same way as a coach. That's how his players feel about him. They don't want to let Mike O'Shea down because I think he, as you saw in pregame, genuinely cares about his players as people.
Shook every player's hand in the warm-up. Every player's hand. Bombers now to try to shake out a win here. Here Harris with a shake near the 50-yard line and more. Still not going down as the clock ticks down to near 20 seconds remaining. Tell you one thing, though, for those of you who did not see him play, and you saw him play firsthand, Mike O'Shea was not the most friendly guy when you were an opposition player.
Edmonton number 34, 15-yard penalty, first down.
There's a tough penalty here for the Eskimos. 15-yarder, unnecessary roughness. No, but Mike O'Shea could be nasty out there.
Well, he certainly could. You don't have the kind of success that Mike O'Shea had without being incredibly competitive, and as a linebacker, a guy who, let's just say, played with a little bit of an edge.
Well, he did.
And it didn't matter. You could be his best friend off the field, but if you were playing for the other team, you didn't necessarily want to be on the bottom of the pile with those.
Nichols deep drop, sets up the screen again, and Andrew Harris has running room here. Right sideline, and Harris who was nicked up late in the first half, is looking very healthy here in the second. A 19-yard pickup as the clock ticks down to 0 in the third quarter. 9th catch of the ball game for Andrew Harris.
Well, keep an eye on Travis Bond. He's the guy right in front of Andrew Harris here, leading the way. Just absolutely swallowed up Edmonton's one of their top defenders, and Kenny Ladler right here just locks onto him. Make sure he's not getting anywhere near Andrew Harris on that screen. Nice execution by the Bombers.
Harris on pace tonight. Needs about 60.5 yards receiving to keep pace to get 1,000 yards receiving. Has 81 here already tonight. There is one more play. They put a second or a half second back on this score clock. Matt Nichols swinging it out far side for Langford. Ryan Langford. Looks like he's close to a first down. We'll get 11 on the final play of the third quarter. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have the lead by 6. Anybody's ball game, though. Bombers make that 7-1, leading after 3. Suddenly the offenses have woken up here in the second half. Fourth quarter straight ahead from Edmonton.
How did you stop before, Jack?
It was not easy.
I'm not going to overreact to everything she says this time.
You wanted to adopt, and now you're randling out on me like this.
Stop making my name a thing.
New This Is Us, Tuesday, 9/10 Mountain on CTV.
Introducing the new Range Rover Velar. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Just one taste of Little Caesars' new barbecued smokehouse pizza, piled high with 10-hour smoked pulled pork, crispy applewood smoked bacon, and a sweet and zesty barbecue sauce, and you'll be coming back for more. Just $8 at Little Caesars.
I'm ready.
You just stepped in the danger zone. Man, you should have slept, should have stayed at home. Now you're on your knees and you wail the moan while I celebrate when I take you home. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. Tell the competition they better not sleep. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. They've done it again. Tell the competition they better not sleep. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat.
Close one here as we head to the fourth quarter. 15-9 ball game for the Blue Bombers, and you can see those second last two lines there. Yards offense third quarter, quarterback passing in the third quarter. The difference now is the offenses start to rise up, Dwayne.
Yeah, some adjustments made at halftime, and they are starting to pick up. The quarterbacks were sharp in there early going, throwing the ball for a higher percentage, but I think we're seeing Mike Riley in particular getting the ball to his most potent weapons a little bit more often. Brandon Zylstra, a guy who's a 1,000-yard receiver already this season. Very busy in the third. Matt Nichols staying as well with that high percentage passing game. Andrew Harris, big part of the story in the last 15 minutes of play.
Blue Bombers are 2 for 2 inside the 20-yard line. It's the red zone or the green zone. Looking end zone. Darvin Adams has made that catch, or is he? Inbounds. They waved it out of bounds. That would have been equal to that catch he made in BC, the one-hander. Look at this catch.
Yeah, Adams did well to stay with this football.
Whoa, I think that's a catch.
Well, let's see the timing when he makes the grab. I think you're right.
I think this is a catch.
Has possession. I think he's in.
That is a remarkable catch.
I think he's in. I think you can see green, a stripe of green beside his foot.
And they have signaled a touchdown in the end zone. So the eye in the sky, or the officials got together and talked that over. It is a scoring play now, so it will be reviewed. And they will see that Darvin Adams just made another one of the catches of the year.
terrific one-hand effort.
After review, the call is confirmed by the command center. It was a touchdown.
Yeah, that right foot clearly inbounds. What a great grab.
That is a spectacular catch. So apparently the officials.
So now you'll see right here, Rod, you'll see the first official waved it off as incomplete. But it was after a conference of the officials on the field, it was ruined.
For the first time ever, Justin Medlock, having a tough night at the office, has missed his first point after from the 32-yard line.
Well,
but yeah,
easy night for Medlock, but
we should confirm that, clarify what happened.
So originally, the original official called it out of bounds. And then the officials huddled on the field and ruled it complete. That also made it a scoring play because the ruling on the field was complete, which led to the automatic review.
Because otherwise, there would have been no review, because if it's not a scoring play, it would not have been reviewed.
Correct.
And Winnipeg did not have a challenge flag left. So again, it was the officials that conferenced and made that official after the video review. An absolutely extraordinary catch by Darvin Adams. That's twice now this season, one-handers in the end zone for Darvin Adams. Again, moving close to 1,000. And we did not hear from Darvin Adams for most of this ball game. But he's had 2 huge catches now. 2 catches, 45 yards, including a touchdown. 21-9 now, and quiet. Commonwealth Stadium. His 7th touchdown of the season. Flag down on the return by Chris Edwards. So more work, but lots of time left for Mike Riley. And Justin Medlock struggling here tonight.
Well, for the Edmonton Eskimos, we haven't seen Mike Riley take a lot of shots down the field. Again, Duke Williams is the guy who was their leading receiver.
Return, illegal block. Edmonton, number 10, 10-yard penalty. First down, Edmonton.
Last time these two teams met, Duke Williams was Edmonton's leading receiver. He went over 100 yards in that ball game. Has a couple of catches in this one, but hasn't been the bombs that you expect going in the direction of number 81.
Pascal Auchard gets his first touch at tailback here. Former star Laval with Rouge et Or, 3-time Vanier Cup champion. 3 yards on the play.
A guy who's been somewhat well-traveled in his CFL career, originally drafted by the BC Lions, spent some time in Winnipeg as well.
2nd and 7 for Riley. Guns it in to Zylstra. Up near the 25, moves the sticks. Brandon Alexander on him again.
Well, we've seen a fair bit of Brandon Zylstra here in the second half. A couple of catches for Darrell Walker. Seems like a Darius Bowman still trying to find his way as he's come back into the lineup after injury.
Speaking of which, yeah, AB has not had the presence that he had certainly before the injury when he left for 6 games on the IL. And certainly not like last year, where the last couple of years were the dynamic duo were lights out. Terrell Walker and Darius Bowman. Bowman in motion, 2nd and 5. Riley rears back, unloads, and what a catch! Climbing the ladder, Zylstra. Big jump ball, and Brandon Zylstra wins the battle.
This is a phenomenal adjustment to the ball. It's just a good, strong catch. So you'll see he spots the ball. The defenders focus more on him. but twisting through the air, catching that ball at his highest point.
39-yarder. Eskimos providing a response. Rifling it in again on a tightrope. Corey Watson throwing down again, it looks like, on second down, maybe 4 or 5 to go here. Completely different story here in the second half. Low scoring, virtually no scoring in the first. Offenses have loosened up. Riley zipping it in, and that was in danger of being picked off. TJ Heath almost had interception number 5.
Well, here you get a look at the protection on this throw. TJ Heath, second-year CFLer, noted ball hawk.
So the drive will stall here. It's 3rd down and 4. Swayze Waters, 1 of 2. From the 42. Waters puts it up and puts it through. Eskimos get points, not quite what they wanted on that drive, but they're providing some responses. The Bombers, though, Darvin Adams, one of the catches of the year in the year of the catch.
Get noticed like a pro in the 2017 GMC Sierra Elevation Edition, with everything you need to look, move, and haul like a pro. Now during Canada-wide clearance, get 0% financing for up to 84 months on this year's widest selection of 2017s. Visit a GMC dealer today.
There's a quality to this place, a quality that's reflected in our people.
For me, it's our energy.
And our commitment to giving it our best with everything we do. Like Royale, made by a Canadian company.
We work to earn your trust every day with quality Royale products you can count on for every room in your home.
It's something we're all very proud of.
I'm proud. I'm proud.
Proud of Royale products. Proud that Royale is trusted by Canadians.
Royale. Quality you can count on.
This isn't the system for farmers who need perfect conditions. This is the system for Mother Nature's challenges, for wet and for weedy. Because this is real life in the West, and you can't sit around and wait for conditions to improve. The way we see it, you have 2 options. You can wait to work, or you can get to work. Our vote is option 2. Genuity Roundup Ready Canola. Real life ready.
The CFL on TSN is brought to you by the 2017 GMC Sierra Elevation Edition. Get noticed like a pro. Rod Black, Dwayne Ford, Sarah Orleski, and our entire crew here. Producer Chris Edwards, not with the Eskimos. Director Don Landis.
Also not with the Eskimos?
Nope. But we're with you tonight, concluding Week 15. Unpredictable week. This could be a throwing down here. It is.